Hello everyone, my name is Shafat Said and you are watching Tech Team. For Java beginners, this is my 11th tutorial. If you have not subscribed, please click the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of my upcoming videos. Today we will discuss about Java classes and objects. We often hear these statements like Java is an object-oriented language, and so actually the classes and object are basic concept of object-oriented programming. So we will come to these statement object-oriented. So first we go to the concept of a class. What is a class? Class is a user-defined blueprint from which objects are created. So user-defined blueprint is something like class is a user-defined is actually we define. The user, for example, I am the user and I will define a class from which objects are created. Okay, first we will define a class, and later from the class we will create some object. So it has some attributes, variables. How? For example, I say student. So just think how, if you know about the student form, when you fill out the student form, what is exactly inside that form? It's something, the student name, age, date of birth, sex, class, and so on. So these are all the attributes of a student. In this diagram, we will just we have two attributes, name and age. Normally it contains all the attributes which normally a student has. It can have name, age, date of birth, class, and subjects, and so on. But we will just create two to understand the concept of a class. So we have a student class which has two attributes, name and age. Similarly, a person, for example, a person is a class. We can, if I ask you to create a person class, and so what can be the attributes? A person can have a name, height, color, and which country he belongs to. So it can have many. Similarly, car is a class, so car can have a name, color, and the model. So similarly, country is a class, so and so on. So the real life entities can be a class, and it can always have some attributes. Okay, if I ask you to write a class person with attribute height, color, and date of birth, so it's something like this one, a person class with attributes name, height, color, date of birth. So what is the syntax of creating a class in Java? Public, if I show you the class is something public class Java arrays. Okay, so public class, so if I ask you to create a student class, public class student, so with the attribute name and age, but name is always a string and age is always like 20, so it's always a number, so it will have a type of integer. Okay, so so I will give you in the description of this tutorial some assignments later on, so we will discuss this later on. So we can create many objects from this class. Okay, for example, we have we discuss about the student class over here, student with the name and age. Now think about we cannot have only one student class, because in a class in a class there are many students, which one student can have name Ali, second student can have name Kim, and so on. So there can be many students with different name and age. Age can be same, but not the name usually are different. So what we say, so now the concept comes of an object. So you create one class, and from that class you create many objects. So we have created I've shown you the student class which was created, which has which has attributes name and age. Now when we create objects, so it looks like something like this: student 1, student 2. In memory you can create as many objects with different names: student 1, student 2. So student 1 will have the same attributes but different values. So attributes are same but the values are different, because student 1 can have name Ali, student 2 can have name Kim, similarly student 3 can have name Sarah with age, so student 4, and so on. So these are all objects of the student class: student 1, student 2, and student 3, and so on. So what is the syntax to create an object? Student. So we will just go, we will create one exam project and we will create a class. Okay, let's create one new project. File, new project, Java application. So we say something like student application or student app. Okay, just finish. A new project will be created. Okay, that's great. Okay, so see, this is student app created, but we want to create, let's see, where is student? Okay, here it is, the student app. But what we will do, we will write, so because student class is inside this package, see, is inside this package. So we will right click that and we will say new Java class. Okay, so we want to create a student class, student. Okay, that's fine. Just say finish. And a class student is created. So what are the attributes? If you remember, what are the attributes of student class? Can we see? We'll go and see. Okay, the student class has name and age. Okay, so okay, what should be the type of name? String, because, and age int. Okay, that's fine. A student class with these attributes. So I told you that it can have name, age, sex, and so on, but we will focus on the two attributes just for the sake of clarity and for understanding. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now we because we have created a class, now we want to create the objects of this student class. As I told you, because student, there can be many students, not one. So we will, for each student we will have a new object. Now how do we create a student new object of a student? So we will we create it by the name of the class. In other words, you can say this is student and object name object name can be anything, whatever you say, but this one will always be the class name which you have given, student. Then the object name is equal to new student. So with the new student we will discuss the new student, because this is something this is a keyword new student, which will create an object in memory like this, which will create an object in memory student1, and that will be assigned to the name student1. So the memory, it will create a reserve a space in memory, and that address of the memory is assigned to student1. In other words, we can say student1, a new memory will be created like this. New space will be reserved in memory for student1, and the address will be assigned to student1. Okay, so let's give the name of so how do we access the student name? Student1, this one, see, the object name dot, when you press dot, automatically you see the Netbeans gives you something, the age and name in green. See, name and age. So you can just click it and say is equal to. So what is the age of student1? But first it's better to give the name and then we can give the age. Okay, so name equals to Ali. Okay, then again student1, what, and we need to give the age also, dot, you can see age equal to, just see, name is Ali and age is 17. Name is 17. Okay, this is student1 is created and we have given the name Ali and age 17. So if this is exactly like this in memory, student1. Okay, now we create the student2. So student2 will be created with the same syntax like over here, student, like this line we can create the same, student2 equals to new student. So new student, and we want to give the name Kim and age 16. So what we will say, the name of object is now student2. So we want to give the value to the name variable. So when you say student2 and when you press the dot, automatically you will see the name and age attributes, because we defined it in this class student string name int age. Okay, student2 dot name is equal to, so what should be the name? Kim. And what should be the age? Is 16. That's it. Now two students are created and the values are stored like this inside student 1 and student 2. Now if I ask you to print the name of the two students, so what is this object name of first student? The object name is student 1. So what we want to print? The name dot name. So what is the name of the second object? Student 2. Okay, so from this what would be printed? Student 1 dot name Ali should be printed, and student 2 dot name Kim should be printed. Let's save and run. Okay, right click the student app and run. Ali and Kim on the first, student 1 dot name and student 2 dot name. What if we say something like student 2 dot name and student 1 dot name? What should be printed? Now student 2 dot name is Kim, and then is student 1 dot name is Ali. So Kim and Ali would be printed. Okay, that's fine. Kim and Ali is printed. We can see over here. That's fine. Okay, for now, because the concept of object we will discuss in the upcoming lessons also, and methods in classes. So thank you for now, and